As a leader, you're accountable for the successful delivery of change in your organization. Even if you're not in the detail, you still need to understand what is going on and you need to intervene when necessary. Interventions, now they come in the form of constraints, rules, policies, or standards that teams are instructed to follow. Constraints by their nature are context sensitive, so what worked in the past may not work now. What if you could objectively evaluate constraints before they are applied to your scenario? Objectively evaluate constraints to ensure they will improve the situation and not make things worse. In this video, we'll look at governing constraints and enabling constraints. We'll look at the situations governing constraints and enabling constraints are best suited for. Let's go. Hello and welcome to the video. If you're not yet subscribed to the channel, just go ahead and hit the subscribe icon, and that way you'll never miss another video you need to succeed in leading your organization through change. Let's get started. So what are our constraints? A constraint is something that limits what you can do. Constraints are required for any sort of order to emerge. Without constraints, there will only be randomness. Without constraints, all possible outcomes are possible in your organization. Without any constraints, the only possible outcome is chaos. Frank Lloyd Wright, the late American architect from the last century, said, "Man built most nobly when limitations were at their greatest." Leonardo da Vinci, the polymath and possibly the greatest painter of all time, said, "Art lives from constraints and dies from freedom." Constraints are needed to create the predictability needed for organizations to successfully implement change. So there are two types of constraints: governing constraints and enabling constraints. So let's start with governing constraints. We use Prince2 for all our projects. Separate technology, sales, and client service departments. Written line manager approval needed for each day of remote working. Every investment must be supported by a business case with validated financial forecasts. These are examples of governing constraints. Governing constraints are unambiguous, directive constraints that compel non-contextual order. Governing constraints ensure best practice is applied to doing things. They provide safety, efficiency, and a clear way of getting things done. Enabling constraints: 2-week iterations, no fixed location to work, capacity planning. All the decision makers need to come together on a regular basis to strictly order the portfolio backlog based on team level constraints. Swarming: all team members work on only one requirement at a time and maximize the chance for success with the skills and abilities of the entire team focused on a single requirement. These are examples of enabling constraints. These are context-sensitive constraints that support the emergence of a way of getting things done. With enabling constraints, over time, the focus of decision makers will be the optimal outcome for the portfolio of activities rather than just individual outcomes. Deciding on a type of constraint. So governing and enabling constraints are neither good nor bad. They are different and suitable in different situations. From the examples we've gone through, you'll probably be able to notice a pattern already. For the well-defined problems with an established, clear, repeatable way of doing things, when the goal is clear and the prevailing conditions change slowly, governing constraints are more suitable. Governing constraints correspond to top-down decision-making. For ambiguous problems that require new ideas, when teams need to constantly innovate and learn and improve, enabling constraints are more suitable. Enabling constraints correspond to bottom-up decision-making. There you have it, a very quick look at governing and enabling constraints and scenarios for which each is suitable. Which constraints have you used? Which constraints would you recommend? Do you want to find out what type of constraint is suitable for your situation? You can leave your suggestions and questions in the comments below. If this video was of value to you, please like and subscribe. Thank you, and see you soon in another video.
Are you ready to take change leadership to the next level? Register for our online course, Leading Complex Change. The Leading Complex Change course provides leaders with the insight needed to get things done in a rapidly changing and complex world.